Hi, lovelies. Hi, lovelies. Hi, you guys. How's everybody doing? I hope you guys are doing okay. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Martucci. I'm a psychic medium, certified crystal healer, paranormal investigator. Honestly, from some of the stories I've heard from others, or the stories adults, not children, but adults like to tell about me, I just might be your local cryptid, y'all. So there's that. And we'll get into, let's talk about that a little bit more deeply. The stories that people are telling about us, that we're hearing about us, and maybe also to the stories that we're telling about ourselves, especially with this eclipse season coming up. But with that being said, some of my nicknames are the Cussmouth Angel, the Duchess of Donuts, as well as, well, you know, the Tarantino of Tarot. So hopefully you should know what you're getting into. If you don't like cussing, this is going to make your ears bleed, okay? So proceed with caution. Hopefully you guys are into astrology and pulling tarot cards because just some of the things I love to do, okay? All right. And if you've never been here before, this is where I pull 3 piles of cards. You choose any and all that you're drawn towards. I then lecture you about your week and maybe the best ways that you can help yourself move forward, just reminding you that you absolutely fucking got this. But first, we talk on a little something I lovingly refer to as astrofuckery. I came up with that name, and that name came from the cockles of my heart, okay? That's what it always feels like, you know? And usually I'll focus on 1 or 2 things for you guys, because I know for my followers here, you guys just kind of want the nitty gritty. You guys want something easy that you can digest, take with you into the streets and into the week. I see you guys. I see you guys. All right. While you're eating your cheese and just living your life, right? So hopefully this astrofuckery helps. And with that again being said, this week I'd really like to focus on the eclipse that's coming up on the 14th. Guys, this is going to be a south node eclipse in the sign of Libra. This is a new moon solar eclipse. And so what that means is like there's a new beginning that's happening here. But in order for us to get that new beginning, and with Libra being on the south node here, there's something here that we need to release, that we need to let go of, that we need to fart into the ozone layer, okay? Let it go to Jesus, okay? Let your white knuckle grip go. And so this week, there might be also themes here with Libra at play, you know, around our relationships, because this is the sign that rules that. It rules the 7th house, which talks about relationships. This is both marriage, love, but also enemies and the people that we work with too. And so like it kind of encompasses all our relationships in that 7th house, how we deal with it, how we work with it. Libra really loves peace. I mean, that's the best way to, I think the sign feels like the best way to accomplish their goals here. And to be honest, they're right. They've got something to teach us about finding peaceful ways to, you know, face difficult situations or help relationships maybe come back together here after, you know, a period of separation or difficulty. And so how do we find the peace and the balance again so that things can be right here, so that there is no power imbalance, so that this is real equality here or equity, you know, and just making sure that, you know, everybody that comes to the table is bringing an equal piece, or things are separated here or taken care of, or everybody gets equal pieces here for the most part. And so Libra, though, sometimes can keep the peace for the peace, not like deal with stuff because it's easier to just like let things slide than it is to like deal maybe with an initial confrontation. Libra isn't the best known for confrontation. I would say a lot of times Libra style, and look, this isn't across the board, but a lot of times Libra style is kind of more of a passive aggressive approach. And so like getting the point across, looking at you with, there's usually like a look in the eyes. Do you know what I mean? My mother is a Libra, and me as an Aries, and so we're sister signs here, and so we would butt heads a good amount, okay? And I'm the oldest, so there's that. But like, you know, there's something here with Libra, like it's something in the eyes, okay? They're going to speak to you through those eyeballs, and they're going to let you know under no uncertain terms that if you jack up, you're going to get jacked up. Okay? I mean, for real though, okay? So anybody here that has a Libra mom or mom with Libra placements, or or maybe it's just a mom look, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. But I mean, Libra just has a way of like making, like almost like affecting the emotions in the room. I don't know how else to put that. And so it's easier just to like put out peace or put out violence if need be, energy to kind of let you know so that something here doesn't need to be spoken. Even though that this is an air sign, again, sometimes it's just a lot easier to like emote through the way that I'm feeling or putting that into the environment. And so not doing this in an aggressive way, like Aries would, just right up to your face, what the fuck is your problem? Do you know what I mean? Libra's more like, hey, love bug, we're going to move this way towards the calming room. Would you like to come? Do you know what I mean? And did you see my eyeballs there? Okay, would you like to come? Because I feel like this is for you. Okay, so two different styles here. And so I think, okay, so my 2 cents here, my 2 cents on this. So this eclipse happening, you know, in the sign of Libra, we've got to let something go, maybe here around relationships. Maybe is it the ways in which we're just trying to keep peace for peace's sake. Maybe something does need to be said to somebody. Maybe for some of us with this Libra on the South Node, this is more about maybe even letting go of my fear of confrontation, being able to speak on the things that are important to me, having solid boundaries and not being afraid to speak them here, okay? Or maybe somebody needing to hear that. And so working through our fear here around confrontation or conflict or issues, maybe just arguments in general, and just having a conversation here where maybe somebody that we're learning to trust or we're in relationship here, we understand that if we're going to go deeper within this relationship or take it to another level, there needs to be a conversation so that we can understand that are we both on the same page? What the heck is happening here? Okay. And so that we can move forward either in friendship or love or business partnership or just sharing a donut on the streets. I don't know if anything says true love like that. Okay. I'm just saying. And look, I stand by this, guys. I've broken up a couple bum fights with donuts. They're magic. All right. That's all I got to say. But the point is with this South Node eclipse, what do we need to let go of? In what ways are we maybe putting ourselves last? Or are we, again, compromising our needs, our boundaries, our wants here, our own thoughts, our own feelings on things, just to make a situation better and lighter for who? Is what I would ask. For who, babes? And so if it's for another person, does this person maybe need to hear, you know, that something's wrong, or how do we fix this, or how do we bring this to the table? And maybe this week, how do we handle things like our 40-year-old selves? Okay. Instead of our 15-year-old selves that maybe would like to pop the fuck off about something. How do we handle this as adults? How do we deal with conflict in a way where everybody's being heard? It's not us against them or them against us. It's everybody working together against the issue itself. Because really, I feel like that's at the heart of the crux or of a lot of issues with people right now. And so how do we get on the same side, even if we're not maybe seeing eye to eye here? How do we understand where our Venn diagrams come together? Okay, do you know what I'm saying? Like, how do our charts merge together here in that little space where we're merging together? Like, how can we work with each other to find a solution towards a goal or a problem or a confrontation? You guys get the jam. And so again, this week, what do we need to let go of? What do we need to release here? Again, maybe it's old ways of handling conflict, handling good times, handling anything. Do we need to grow the fuck up here in some way, shape, or form? Are we even being violent with ourselves? Do you know what I mean? Because I think, especially guys with Venus moving into Virgo this week too, there's going to be issues here around maybe kind of being nitpicky, micromanaging. Can be some of like the more difficult ends of this. And so again, looking at our relationships and like micromanaging them, look at every little thing that's going wrong here and being like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Do you know what I mean? And so instead, how do we let go of that, maybe that nitpicking or that type of tendency that all that kind of stuff does? Because with it in mind is like perfectionism. And so you are not perfect. They are not perfect. The situation is not perfect. Nobody here's running for Jesus. Okay. And so again, how do we come to the table, find the place where we do understand each other and work from there? I do think Libra and Libra placements naturally have conflict resolution abilities within them. I think naturally built in. But also, look, I've known a couple Libras that have liked to burn it to the ground. Okay, so it really just kind of depends. Are you a September or an October Libra? Do you know what I'm saying? So there's that. But again, I just think that this eclipse is going to be maybe a heavy one for some people. This might be a good thing for some of you guys. Maybe we're finally saying no to somebody that's been abusive this whole time. We're letting them the fuck go. Or maybe we're saying yes to an opportunity that's going to require us to work through our fear and really speak more directly to people. Again, look for ways and but maybe we had to let go of that fear in order to say yes to this opportunity. Do you know what I'm saying? So again, guys, just look for this week. How do we let something go here? That maybe that's been holding us back, or maybe that's maybe even draining the life from us. If you don't have joy, if you don't feel balanced, if you don't feel as though the truth is being told in your important relationships and connections here, then this ain't for you, babes. You deserve honesty. You deserve the truth. You deserve balance, fairness. You deserve love that's reciprocated. And so how do we move better towards these relationships that don't have upside down power dynamics or just all over the place, or both people here actually coming out of the base of love, not control? Do you know what I'm saying? So again, this week's going to be wild. So maybe don't plan everything this week. Okay, look for ways that you can rest, recoup, take care of yourself. Because also Venus and Virgo is she takes care of herself. All right, she knows how to get up on her self-care game and set herself up for success. And then maybe ways in which we can pull on Venus this week towards this is helping us really understand, again, where we both, not nitpicking to the point where this person tit for tat, but where do we intersect here? And how can we work in that place? And so looking at things in a more micro sense, but saying oh, well, we both handle, conflict the same. We both don't like confrontation. And so how do we come to the table and figure out ways where both of us can come here, talk, feel free, support each other, and do better for each other? And guys, at the very least, for your own fucking self. And listen, for some of you guys, there might not be a blip on the radar about this eclipse, okay? So just know here, if you got cardinal signs, okay? And I think Libra's a cardinal sign, so I think it's Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, and Aries. Oh, I feel like I'm missing one. Forgive me, guys, if I'm missing one. Okay. Pretty sure those are the cardinal signs. And so if you've got sun, moon, rising in any of those signs, this is probably gonna, this is gonna be a little wake-up call. All right. Especially if you're a Libra rising, strong Libra placements, this eclipse is going to be very interesting. Whatever the fuck you're holding on to and you're white knuckling and it's not good for you, and or it's taking your energy, or you're not thrilled about it, or this thing doesn't bring the balance, or it takes you out of balance or out of whack, we've got to look at this thing clearly, really look at it, and make sure that this thing actually fits in your life, or that you have time for this, or this is something that you truly want. Know what the fuck your boundaries are. Know what the fuck you're about. And when it comes to relationships, you better be working on the one with yourself first, babes, because this is going to influence every other relationship that you have in your life. And I know maybe that's an easy thing for me to say, or very overarching thing to say, but also there is absolute fucking truth in that. Okay? So when in doubt, and if it feels like everything else around you relationship-wise is blowing the fuck up, bring it back home to yourself. All right? Take care of you here. And make sure that you're taking care of your heart, your inner child, that you're being fair, balanced, honest, and truthful with yourself. Because, baby, if you can't do it here, it's going to be near impossible to go out into the world and do with others. And ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, especially with this eclipse coming up. No, thank you. Last thing I want to say is Pluto is moving direct as of Wednesday. All right, so look for maybe some shadow stuff that came up since Pluto's been retrograde. Look for those, those themes, especially over the summertime, that were coming up for you. Maybe different aspects of yourself that you saw or that you understand now. Maybe about your own foundational core. Maybe even going back to the root core, or around caregivers here. Pluto has been in Capricorn, and so Capricorn traditionally rules the father, or the sign of the dad, okay? And so maybe also, too, we're going over issues with father, stuff around father and father healing is coming up. We're finally able to move forward with some of this healing. Maybe, again, letting some of this stuff go. Or maybe in the ways in which we are coming into deeper contact within our own masculinity, whether you're male or female. And so understanding that part of yourself. And again, how does that go back to father roots here, and the structure of myself? What is it built upon? Is this good? Is this good bones? And if not, and if something came up over this Pluto retrograde, I can now move forward with it and do better for myself now, after everything that I've learned. Information's power, babes. And I think we're going to learn that this week too, okay? Because again, Libra is an air sign. Information is power. Make sure it's truthful, it's honest, and it's balanced. And just titty shake to the bank whenever needed. Okay? That's my doctor's orders. Also, too, if you guys are around the Annapolis, Maryland area, I think it's Pasadena, Maryland, this Friday the 13th, I'm going to be doing the discounted tarot card readings there too. It's going to be at Magathy and Dyes. Again, it's in Pasadena, Maryland. I posted up something on it this week. I pinned it up, so check it out. Or if you guys want for more information, just let me know. I'll let you guys know where I'm at. It's be $25 for 15 minutes. The same jam that I do over at Frederick Social in downtown Frederick, which I'll be back to that first weekend in November. So I'll be seeing you guys out there again soon, I promise, okay? Again, we're trying to get our schedule back together. And if you guys are done with astrofuckery, I sure the fuck am. Hopefully that made sense. Hopefully that helps you throughout the week. That's just my 2 cents. I'm going to picking up on it, okay? Do your best. Again, nobody's running for Jesus. All right? Do your best. Be kind, be honest, be truthful. And you really, for the most part, can't go wrong. All right, guys. Follow me into the next. I'm going to pull 3 piles of cards. Choose any and all that you're drawn towards. And I'll talk to you guys in a sec. Bye. Hi, card pile number 1. I'm like a dummy. I totally forgot to talk to you guys about the whole stories thing. So long story short, what I meant with the astrofuckery, and I was talking about challenging some of the stories, people that you hear about you, that people tell about you, maybe that you're telling about yourself. Maybe it's another thing that we might be finding at this solar eclipse that's going on. Okay. So just know with this eclipse that if some kind of story does come up around you, or maybe looking at the story of yourself and what you're telling around your life and who you are and what you're about, just know that that can always change, and that you're the storyteller here, okay? And if other people are telling stories, or they've got certain ideas or feelings about you or whatever the fuck, tune back into what you know your story to be. And maybe is it time for an upgrade around that story? Question mark. All right, with that being said, you guys, here's your cards. Card pile number 1. Your very first card that you got is the 4 of coins. Second card you got is the Ace of Swords. Hot damn. And then finally you got the 6 of motherfucking wands. Let's fucking talk about it. This is gorgeous. Well done, card pile number 1. Honestly, I think it's been a hot minute for you guys getting a win here with card pile number 1. Guys, this is gorgeous. Listen, first with the 4 of coins. This is the 4 of pentacles. And so with coins here, this is something we need to taste it, touch it, see it, smell it to know that it's true. And with the 4 of coins here, traditionally this is about, it looks like this guy's going to bury these coins, right? He's going to bury them. He's going to hide them. This can really talk a lot about like, holding on to, having strict boundaries around, holding on to stuff so tightly, like we're having a hard time letting it go. So that might be a theme this week, okay? And again, this would be something tangible. We can taste, touch, see, and smell. Literally around food. This can be around home. This can be around clothing. This can be around money in the bank. This can be about that duck you just bought at auction. I don't fucking know. I bet that resonates for somebody, and I can't handle that. The point is... The point is, with the 4 of coins here, we might be holding on to something too tightly. And so how do we let go here? Or how do we work with this thing in order to see it grow? Because we know holding on to it and keeping it stamped down isn't going to let it flourish. I also found too, I don't know why with this card, but with the 4 of coins, I usually see this card too when it comes through in readings, that if somebody here might be considering or thinking about either breaking ground on a home, building their own home from the foundation up, or we might be doing some major renovations on some home situationship right now. Might be a little bit worried about money. All right, side note. Also with the number 4 here, this could reference around the 4th of a month or go back to the month of April. Then you got the Ace of fucking Swords. This is gorgeous. Anytime the aces come up, it's a yes sign. It also stands for the number 1, and I'm going to reference around the 1st of a month or around the month of January. Now with the Ace of Swords here, and again with swords, this is going to talk about our mental space. So really when swords come up, they're asking us, where are we? Are we stuck in the past about something? Are we freaking out about the future? Or are we here in this present moment, the only place that we have real power? And so the Ace of Swords is like, listen, new insights, new thoughts, new beginnings here, new communication. This shit's coming in. Are you fucking are you prepared and ready? Grab a pen and a pencil, all right? Because we might be writing some shit down. But for the most part, this is a positive card that talks about just new beginnings, new insights, new thoughts, new inventions, newness, a lot of newness. This is fast, this is quick, this is communication, this is exchange of information. This is awesome, okay? And then finally, you guys got the Six of Wands, another gorgeous card. Six of Wands, even though it's a minor arcana card, and all these cards are minor, they talk about like our everyday mundane stuff. The major arcana cards talk about like major life-hitting moments, pivots, crossroads that we're at. So this is like everyday shit that we're working with card pile number 1 this week. Blessings. Because this eclipse is bringing the major arcanas. Okay. So for you guys this week, it feels like maybe what comes through is more about... Well, hold on first. With the let's talk about the Six of Wands. Six of Wands, again, this works like, even though it's a minor arcana card, it works like a major arcana card in terms of the success that you get here. And it's all because you just followed your desires. You just followed what the fuck you wanted. You were yourself and you just went after what your heart told you to. Well fucking done. Because, I mean, this is really victory and success of one of the highest orders, at least for the mundane or the everyday situationship. Also with the number 6 here, I'm going to reference around the 6th of a month, or I'm referencing back to the month of June. With fire here, with wands, like, I always feel like to me, fire is like, what are we manifesting? What are we creating? It's also very spirit-led, spirit-fed to me. And so I always feel like spirit's guiding me here, or spirit's like got a neon sign pointing out and be like, come on, dum-dum bubblegum. Let's go over here. Do you know what I mean? So the Six of Wands, again, it's a huge card of victory and success. And it's because we went after our desires. Something beautiful is coming through here in the biggest sense of the word. So if we were looking for a yes or no this week, this would definitely be a yes. This would be an amazing yes. And definitely to communicate something here about something that you want or that you desire, and to maybe let go of something that you've been holding on to too tightly. And so maybe this might be like saying something important to somebody this week, or maybe even receiving some kind of information or offer this week for something that maybe you've been holding close to the chest or you've been quiet about, all right? That's fucking gorgeous. All right. And again, reference back to maybe the month of January, April, and June. Or around the 1st, the 4th, or the 6th. If we were looking around love and relationships, who doggy? For some of you guys, you might have just kept it on the DL lately, that you've been with somebody, that there's something new going on here. Their side note, you guys might actually be thinking about or talking about purchasing a home, building a home, building some kind of structure here together. Could be a doggy door. I don't fucking know, but listen, we might even think about just like moving in. Okay, for some of you guys around relationships, for some of you guys around relationships, we might be telling the world that we are together now. Okay. And again, there might be that reference back to the month of April, back to the month of June, back to the month of January, or again, around the 1st, the 4th, or the 6th. Whew. That feels pretty good though. So around love and relationships. For some of you guys this week, we might be finally, some of you guys might have literally been waiting on a home. Okay. So just know, yeah, I get it. Okay. So for some of you guys just waiting on a home, the yes should be coming through this week. You should be successful. We should be able to break ground maybe around the 4th of a month, maybe by like November 4th. Okay. Since I know we're already past the 4th. Or maybe in 4 weeks, 4 days, you get the jam. This move's kind of slow, so I would say like maybe 4 weeks if we're looking at a time frame. Or again, maybe like November 4th, that first week of November. I'm telling you guys, you're getting a yes. This is beautiful. Love and relationships. Love and relationships. There might have been something going on at home for some of you guys. With the 4 of Coins here, we might have been dealing with 4 other siblings, cousins, relatives, friends. There might have been 3 or 4 other people involved with this, and maybe we've kind of been quiet about it. Or maybe for some of you guys this week, you found like an old family stories are coming up. Maybe around a couple of the people in your family, like it's almost like somebody uncovers something here. This is interesting. But I think it helps the people in the family, or maybe we get to add this to a book of our family, or add this to the stories of our family. And it just feels like this is something that's celebrated, though, especially with the 6 of Wands, okay? And it definitely feels like Spirit comes through this week to help this information come through, or to help you guys find this thing. This could be as simple as like finding great-grandma's missing ring. Do you know what I'm saying? And so something comes through this week, we find that thing, or it shows up, or we get the full story on why why it got lost in the first place, that kind of jam. time. Well, that kind of gave me the goosebumps there. So I do feel like some of you guys are going to get some good luck here, and ancestors are going to help. And especially if this has to do around family and home. Again, we might be discovering something, finding something again. This might be a story. This might be an item. We might even be finding an old family home. That's giving me the goosebumps, man. Somebody needs to hear that. This is some very interesting stuff going on here. And I even feel like for some of you guys, we might even be finding some like 4 gravestones or like grave sites. I don't know why that's feeling that way to me, but that's really interesting. So again, family and home might be interesting this week. For some of you guys around love and relationships, stuff from the past coming forward here. But again, this feels good. This feels cleansing. This feels freeing. And or some other people might corroborate another person's story this week. Okay, maybe this is yours, maybe this is somebody else in the family, and this person finally fucking feels vindicated. This is really fucking important. All right, around career and work. Hot damn summer in the city. Somebody's about to get to shake their titties. You're welcome. I don't know. I don't know what I should have. It's either a straight jacket or a TV show. Maybe both. Maybe both. You're welcome. Listen, whoever got this for career, God bless, because something that you've been holding on to or keeping quiet or keeping close to your chest, we might be able to declare or talk about it this week, and it's to a lot of applause. A lot of people are going to be watching, excited to see you fucking thrive. We're out of survival mode, babe. This is thriving mode. This feels really good to me. Some of you guys might get word this week around, yes, a job that you've been waiting or hoping for, maybe since April, since the 4th of a month. That's so interesting. I want to say for some of you guys around career and work, like literally this is a yes going towards something that you've been maybe trying to manifest here for a while. You've been putting a lot of work, a lot of effort, like literally. Maybe you were about to give up on it with the 4 of coins here. But I want to say with the Ace of Swords and the 6 of Wands, like some kind of communication, some kind of success is coming through this week. Please hold on. And again, I'm looking no later than the 6th of a month or 6 weeks, 6 days. Somehow the number 6 plays into this, okay? So interesting. Or between like the 1st and the 6th, something was going on. And hopefully this week we should be hearing something about it coming back. And you might actually be making more money than you thought. All right? And or we might be working with a group of people. Maybe 3 or 4 other people. Maybe more. We might have to split up that money between 3 or 4 people. We'll figure it out. Either way, this feels positive. This feels good. And it's really kind of asking you, what are you investing in now? Okay. May this be the work that really truly means something to you. And we might have to for some of you guys, we might have to restructure a project from the ground up, but we get a yes. And it's way more successful if we rework this from the ground back up around a project. So we might get yes on it. We go back in to rework this thing and do it right is what it feels like this time. Okay. Whew. Wow. That feels like it would be really fucking good, okay? So whatever we got to restructure on projects, works, creative stuff, oh, hell yes. Please know that as long as you're going towards your desires and your vision, this will be successful and well received. Woo! All right, around health. Listen, you guys should be receiving some kind of all clear. Some of you guys may have gone, thank you to some of you guys that listened to me screaming about it over the summertime and having my own cancer scare around moles and skin stuff. Some of you guys this week, because guess what? Because now the coins forever mean freckles to me. The end. It's in my brain now. And look, guys, this is how the tarot works. So especially if you read tarot, notice how it reflects for you too. Because this has now just become a new meaning for me. And so I'm going to scream about it every time I talk about health, okay? So for some of you guys listened, maybe went and got your freckles checked or moles checked. We're going to get the all clear this week, okay? You're going to be okay. You hear me? All right? For some of you guys too, I feel like this is interesting. For some of you guys that might be going to get your eyesight checked, we might be able to get both contacts and glasses in the same sitting. What world is this? What? What kind of healthcare do you have, and how can I sign up for that? Okay. Because all the healthcare I know, like, you can't. So some of you guys might be able to get both this week. Some of you guys might order something and something comes in twice. That's strange. But you get like double or maybe quadruple what you thought you were going to get. Like, this feels good. Okay. Again, it feels like we invested here. We were kind of holding on to it, but like, it didn't get any less is what it's saying. And so something double or quadruple might come through. That feels really good to me though. And 4 is a really solid base. 4 is a solid, 6 is a better solid base, but 4 is a solid base. Okay. Around health and career. Maybe we are going back down to the roots for some of us. For some of us in therapy, we're going to get some, man, listen to me. Some of you guys that are in therapy, this is going to the root core issue. Maybe around caregivers or an OG hurt or an OG trauma, going to the core of it and working with it. Some of you that are maybe doing EMDR or talk therapy, this is going to be an incredibly successful week. We might actually have a breakthrough. Okay. And so whatever information we're holding back on, feel free to share with your therapist this week, or don't hold back information anymore. Really speak about the whole situation, because that might be the key to really going to the root core here and really doing some good work. And helping ourselves be free. You will be successful. Let me tell you what the fuck. Anything else around health this week? If anybody's got to get surgery, especially with the Ace of Swords, you're going to be just fine. Do you hear me? Feels like your surgeon's going to not only be successful, but they might be really good at what the fuck they do. Okay, so hold on to that. You don't need to say anything yet, like, especially if you still feel like you need to hold on to it or you want to be quiet about it. But listen, if there's people that depend on you, that really genuinely fucking love you and care about you, but you don't want to like bother them, please stop that bullshit. Tell your people, especially with the Ace of Swords this week, let them know what's going on so that they can be there to support you, to help you, whatever the fuck is needed. It is a trauma response to not want to busy other people or put too much on them when you're just telling them what's going on with your life. So please stop. And especially for the people that genuinely love, care about you, depend on you in some way, shape, or form, they need to know where you're at with your health so that they can make sure they're taking care of you and the situation and themselves. Okay. So, Okay. Anything else this week? I just would say, like, it's going to be really successful for some of you guys, whoever's been holding back on information or something here, to speak about it, talk about it, exchange it. You're going to be successful this week. Talk about the thing. Speak about the thing. Okay? And with the Ace of Swords here, be honest, be truthful, be fair, be balanced. All right? And you will be successful. Just go towards where your heart's calling you, where your desire is. And that's where you're going to be successful. So say yes, okay? Especially if we feel like spirit big time's coming through, showing signs. Follow the fucking signs, okay? You guys got this. Card paw number 1. Fucking titty shake to the bank. All right, card paw number 2. Let's fucking talk about it. And listen, I forgot to say this in the Astro Fucker, even though I opened with it. But I was talking about, like, this eclipse might bring up stuff about stories that either we're hearing about ourselves, people are telling about us, or maybe even the stories that we tell about ourselves. So I think that this South Node, it's about release, okay? And so with the South Node in Libra, what are the stories that we're telling about ourselves? What are the stories that we believe about ourselves? Are we believing some of these other stories that people are telling about us, especially if they don't know us, or they don't actually know our heart, or they don't actually care about us and we know that, but we're still listening? Like, pay attention to the stories that we're hearing about ourselves, that we're saying about ourselves, the information that we're telling about ourselves and exchanging with others. Just make sure that you're balanced, you're honest, you're truthful with yourself about who you are and what the fuck you're about. And if somebody's coming along trying to tell you who you are, thank God you already know who the fuck you are. So this person can fuck right off, okay? Especially if their interpretation of who you are doesn't match up at all with who you know yourself to be, okay? So pay attention to the stories. Don't let some dumb bubblegum tell you who and what the fuck you're about when you know better. Thanks, babes. All right, with that being said, here's your interesting cards pile. Card pile number 2. Your first one is the 7 of Swords. Wow. Next one is a major arcana card. Talking about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. You got the fucking Tower. Let's talk about it. And then finally, you got the 9 of Wands. Let's speak on these cards. All right, my darling. Listen, these aren't easy, but we're going to get into it. This first one, 7 of Swords. So whenever swords come up, they're going to talk about our mental space. Where are we mentally? Are we freaking out about the future? Are we stuck in the past about something? We need to, the answer is we need to be here in the present moment to the best of our ability, because to be honest, it's the only place that we have real power. The future is not even here yet. The past, she be gone. Them's the rules. I look, if it was different, I'd change it, y'all, but turns out I'm not that all powerful, damn it. So all I have is the ability to read you for filth and eat 15 donuts in one sitting. Yay! Okay, so I'm sorry. I'm not omniscient, but if I could change time, I would. With that being said, though, the 7 of Swords is like, you got to be here and got to be present. Because listen, people be fucking around. I don't like the Seven of Swords. This is for these reasons. And I do like the Seven of Swords, and I'll tell you in a second why. But for these reasons, I don't like the Seven of Swords. This is about somebody lying, cheating, deceit, backstabbing. This is affairs. This is bullshit and fuckery. This is stuff going on behind your back that maybe you're not even aware of. Maybe you're the one doing this, okay? But with the Seven of Swords here, this is a difficult card of people being sneaky and full of shit. Now, on the positive end, the Seven of Swords can talk about putting yourself first, especially in a really difficult situation where it feels like nobody else is choosing you, or it just feels like maybe you've been cheated out of something, or the situation's probably calling for, you know, every man for himself. Put yourself first. Or maybe it's just a situation where you're constantly giving up your sovereignty for others. Put yourself first for a fucking minute so that you can actually take care of the people that you love and that you care about. Do you know what I'm saying? Also, too, the number 7 is going to reference the 7th of a month, or there's going to be a callback to the month of July. Now, here's the ugly fart face. We got the Tower. Nobody likes the Tower. The Tower sucks ass, straight up, okay? But listen, what the Tower takes away, gives us in exchange, is our liberty, is our freedom. And for some of us, that's motherfucking everything. Like, I have to be free. I gotta be free. I gotta be free. Like, if I feel like I'm getting micromanaged, if I feel like somebody's just overstepping boundaries, or they're trying to control me, like, that's the very moment I turn into liquid, like a cat, and I just, I just go through your fingers. Like, I don't know why I'm like this, but, like, good luck. Because, like, I do what I want. I feel like a lot of people resonate with that. I don't mean it in like a shitty way. I just mean like, I can't be controlled. Sorry. Look, if my dad couldn't control me, nobody's going to control me. Yay! And again, I feel like a lot of people can resonate with that. But with the Tower here, like, this is sudden, unexpected change. This is bullshit coming through. This is it's like a lightning strike. And if you notice the person on the card, they've got the house on their back. And they're crouched over in the fetal position, and this bitch is on fire. But good luck, they're in the water. Do you know what I mean? Like, good news, I mean, they're in the water. So my advice usually is let this bitch slide into the sea. Why this is tied to the person's back is because they feel like they're responsible for all of it. Or maybe somebody here, or maybe within your home situation, you're the person handling all the bullshit and fuckery that's going on. You don't have a partnership, or maybe you are married and this person's like nowhere to be found, or you've got to deal with all this fuckery and chaos. Again, this is like minus our children or people that are dependent upon us, or you guys get the jam. Like, let this bitch roll into the sea, or let this relationship or this partnership, or traditionally this has to do with home and family for me, at least whenever this card comes through for people. And again, something real fucked up is going on. The roof is on fire. Isn't there a song about that? Like, okay, the roof is on fire. Like, we have got to... It reminds me of that song, what the fuck is that guy's name? The House on Fire. What's his name? He's a big old hippie. God, it'll come to me. It'll come to me at some point. Maybe I'll post it somewhere. But yeah. The Tower coming through here, it's chaos and fuckery. And so we've got to work with new players. We've got to work with a brand new everything. What we've been working with and what we built previously did not work, and it was not built well to begin with. And I'm very sorry to say that. But I think if we look at it clearly, we can see that there has been structural damage for a while, where there's been multiple fires. And now this seems like to be the final one. Again, we've got to let something go here with the Tower. And then finally with the Nine of Wands. This talks to me, with Wands here, this is fire. So this feels very spirit-led, spirit-fed. Again, fire also asks us, what are we manifesting? What are we creating? So again, a call to be here and present in this moment so that we can actually create and manifest the life that we want. That's being spirit-led. Spirit is calling us towards something, but we got to do some of this manifestation work in order to make this thing happen. With the Nine of Wands, this is my can't stop, won't stop card. And so it's like fighting and fuckery, and knowing that I've got another fight ahead of me, but not giving up. I'm tired, I'm wearied, I'm bloodied, but there's one more fight and I ain't giving up. Like, this is a dog with a bone, like, you ain't getting it. Do you know what I mean? And so I can't stop, won't stop. And I want to say with the Nine of Wands, don't give up. And especially if this is something that's really important to you, or you feel very passionate about this, okay? There are caveats with that card, and we'll get into that. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, with the Tower, it stands for the number 16. So we're looking for these themes to come up around the 16th of a month, or broken down into the months, how I traditionally read them. That's going to equal 7. So there's a reference here back to the month of July. Okay, is that right? Yeah, it's 16. All right, you guys know I'm not great with Roman numerals. Why? I don't know. Don't judge me, all right? I don't fuck around with numbers. It's too much. I think I have dyscalculia. One of my friends just posted up something the other day, and I was like, holy fuck. I was doing check marks on it, and I've never heard of it before. That would have helped in school. So there's that. Anyways, all right. So, yes or no's this week. Card pull number 2, I would say this is a hard no, especially for, oh my God. This would be a hard no, especially if you've been pushing or pulling for a relationship or a situationship or something here that is evidently blowing the fuck up. You're still trying to hold through for it or still trying to hold this thing up while it's falling apart in front of you. We got to let this thing go, babes. Like, we have got to let this thing go. There isn't another option, and salvaging it might not even be an option anymore. Like, you literally got to put yourself first, okay? So we can figure this thing out, salvage what can be salvaged, and fucking let the rest go into the sea. This would be a no to me this week, okay? Unless this would be a yes about putting yourself first, getting out of abusive situations or relationships, not giving up on oneself. If that's the theme this week, well then let your nips guide the way. Okay, and just letting everything burn that doesn't fucking work for you. Let your nipple fire guide the way. Rapid fire nipples. Let it light the way. All right. For looking around love and relationships. Jesus Christ. For some of you guys, I'm so sorry. I don't even want to, this is just, it's just sad. For some of you guys here, maybe we found out that somebody here was cheating, doing shit behind our back, maybe stealing money, maybe both. Everything's falling apart in front of us. Now we're realizing we've been the only one holding this shit together. And, maybe for some of you guys, you still want to try. Look, I'm sorry. I know that I just gave you a look of what the fuck are you doing, okay? I'm sorry. For some of you guys, I think you need to hear why. Why do you keep trying with this situation? Because I feel like with the Tower here, there has been multiple burn downs, multiple leavings, this person keeps doing what the fuck they're doing over and over and over again. And yet you keep saying, I'm just going to love them. I'm just going to let them do this while they tear apart you, your kids, your home, everything that you fucking love. Save that energy for somebody that fucking deserves it. Put that energy back into yourself and your children and or your home or your pets or whatever's important here. Maybe your work that you should be doing in the world. Like, for some of y'all, you need to hear, you are putting a person that is actively destroying everything you care and love about first. What are you doing? And this person will continue to keep doing it. And please, before you come at me with like, well, I said I love them and I'll always love them, or maybe we made a commitment here. Baby, that commitment was null and fucking void the moment they cheated on you for the 47th time. Okay? Like, you deserve better. You deserve more. You don't deserve to have your whole world burnt down to a crisp. You don't. I don't care what the situation is. Okay? You don't deserve to have your world burnt to a fucking crisp. But also, how are you adding into that? Are you looking at the situation clearly, or are you letting this person come back in continually time and time again to fuck your shit up? We've got to stop. I don't care whether that's a love relationship, a marriage, a friendship, partnership in some way, shape, or form. We gotta go, ho. You and the kids, or you and the animals, or you deserve more. Again, might be going back. I got 2 7s here because the Tower breaks down to the number 7. So July and September are definitely fucking highlighted here, okay? Maybe July is when we found out and everything fell apart, and back in September you decided to keep going with it. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Stop for a second, because I feel like this eclipse is telling you this person may not pass go, okay? And so for some of you guys, we have to let go of someone or something, especially with this major arcana card, because these other two are minor. These are everyday bullshit, but this major one, this is a crossroads moment. Okay. And so something might be coming back up from July around the 16th of a month, maybe July 16th. I don't know, question mark. Something happened here in September. Maybe we made the choice to keep going. Like, please stop. Please, please, I'm begging some of you guys. Now, for some of you guys, you may have decided to put yourself first after a situation where everything blew the fuck up relationship-wise and it did not fucking work. You finally said yes to yourself, put yourself first, and you're going forward with your own healing. You're not giving up on you. And you know that you still got to break free from some of this shit, or maybe this mentality here with the swords and the tower. Maybe we're trying to break free from a mentality here so that we can move forward in the best way humanly possible for us and our family, whatever the fuck the situation is here. Whatever, you're not giving up on yourself. To those that have done that, I am deeply fucking proud of you. Well done on putting up those boundaries and not letting fuckface McGee's coming back, choosing yourself, maybe for the first time ever, and not giving up on you. Well fucking done. And taking this moment of liberation as an opportunity to get back on track, love on you, and choose yourself first. Well fucking done. All right, around work and career, some of you all might find that somebody's been stealing from you. God damn. Somebody's been stealing money from you, or time, or clients, and woo, you're probably ready to burn this mother to the ground. But with the Nine of Wands, some of you guys might be deciding to choose yourself, your own health, your own happiness, move away from the situation, fire this person, let the situation go, move away from that job. Do you know what I'm saying? For some of you guys, work-wise. For some of you guys, this is interesting. Maybe we've been keeping something quiet on the DL. We've been working on something behind the scenes. But like, this bitch just went up in flames. But we're not giving up on the project. And I actually want to tell you, don't give up on it. Because I feel like we had a lot invested into it. Or in what ways can we repurpose something that didn't work here or blew up? How can we repurpose it and put it back into something new we want to work? Rebuild, rework it. Make this thing look like maybe visually or creatively the way that we really fucking see it, okay? Maybe it just wasn't working the first way. You sometimes, listen, as a creative, you've got to be willing to look at your thing and be like, that's poop. Or that's not up to my fucking standards. And be brave enough, even though however much time you spend on it, to break it down and rework this thing. Or to repurpose, what was working, let go of the things that wasn't, and remake this thing, rework it, redo it. You got the jam. What I'm telling you is don't give up on your vision and don't give up on yourself. There's going to be a lot of work ahead of you, but it's going to be good, okay? That makes sense, I think, mostly for most of the career stuff, to be honest. Some of you guys might be leaving a job where you can see the writing on the wall. Maybe one of the CEOs, executives, or somebody from the business have been cheating, pulling money from it, just backstabbing. Just the dynamics is toxicity is it's toxic as fuck. With the Nine of Wands, we haven't given up on ourselves, or maybe we're putting our resume out in September. Hopefully we should be hearing something here soon, okay? Hopefully before this place blows up, you can get the fuck out of there, okay? But maybe we knew as soon as July and September is when we put our, resumes out. Please don't give up. Can't stop, won't stop. Trust yourself, okay? And I do think you'll actually get more money at the next place too, to be honest with you. Around health. Some of y'all are not being honest with yourselves and you're pushing through. Some of y'all either have arthritis, we got joint pain, we got spinal cord pain. There's something here that we think that we're pushing through that, baby. Why? Why? Look, when the doctor told me that I had to wear New Balances because of my plantar fasciitis, I was like, excuse me. I thought I was turning into my mother. You tell me I'm turning into my father? How dare you? Okay? But I knew walking on regular flip-flops and regular shoes, as much as I could pretend like it didn't hurt, was murdering my foot. And it was not good for me, okay? So, deal with this. Face whatever health issue is going on, because you are going to hurt yourself. Do you hear me? And it's not just going to be you. You're going to hurt other people too. One of the worst things I get whenever I do mediumship readings, and especially around health, is when somebody realizes or has to take responsibility for the ways in which they took care of themselves or didn't, and realizing that they could have had more time with their people. You don't want that, baby. You don't want that, love bug. Go and take care of yourself. Just don't give up on yourself, okay? And so whatever the fuck is burning down here around our health that we've not been truthful with ourselves about, maybe it's just time to put yourself first, okay? And so take care of, no more excuses that you got to take care of everybody else. Put yourself first here. No more excuses, health. Take care of yourself. Quit pretending like it doesn't hurt because you feel like you want to burn the whole world down, or that you're not uncomfortable, or things aren't difficult, because they are. Okay, help yourself. In September, hopefully, got you looking at places, and hopefully in October, we're talking to doctors, getting out there, taking care of ourselves. Don't power through this, or you're going to pay a really hard price. Health. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I don't want to hear it. Thank you. For anything else this week, put yourself first, baby. Especially if there's a situation where everything's burning down. You got to take care of you, okay? Especially if nobody else has heard you. You've tried to warn them. You try to tell them what the fuck is up. Nobody wants to hear it. Then that's on them, all right? You've got to put yourself first. You've got to go. You've got to go take care of you. You can't give up on you. Don't go down with that sinking ship. Do you hear me? Do not go down with the sinking ship. Grab that lifeboat, hop in it, take whomever else would like to go with you that actually is ready, okay? And do what you got to do. You hear me, card pile number 2? You got it this week. Take care of yourself, put yourself first, don't give up on you. And if shit is blowing the fuck up, step back and let that bitch burn. Let it go, baby. Let it fucking go. And finally, card pile number 3. Hi, my beautiful babes. All right, you guys got some really interesting cards, but first I want to say I forgot to go through with my very first thought in the astrofuckery when I was talking about stories that people tell about us. Maybe we tell about ourselves. So my last little thought I wanted to add to that, if you guys give a fuck, with that this week, is just pay attention. Like if we're hearing stories or people telling about us, or maybe we're telling stories about other people, or we're telling stories about ourselves, challenge them this week. Please, I'm begging you. Maybe there's something about giving up on the gossip, not paying attention to that shit, or not listening to other people's stories about us, especially if they don't know us and they don't know our heart and they don't know anything about us. How could they possibly explain who we are? They can't, okay? And so maybe they caught a rough side of you, or maybe they had a bad interaction with you, or maybe that's just them fucking judging you, or they're jealous. You got other things you gotta fucking do today, okay? Or maybe this is more about the stories that you're telling around yourself. Challenge these stories this week. Make sure they're real, they're true, they're balanced, they're fair. And especially the ones that you're telling around yourself. And so challenge these stories. Let go of the ones that aren't working, or that don't speak to your greatness and your abilities and your heart. And especially if somebody's coming along saying shit about you and this person doesn't fucking know you, guess what, love bug? They can kiss your taint. Just kiss it. If they want to. Extra cost money. There's that. With that being said, here's you guys' cards. All right, let's talk about it this week. All right, you guys start off with the Major Arcana card. Talking about major change, major evolution, major movement forward. Y'all got the High fucking Priestess. Hootie fucking who. Next card you got is the Five of Cups. And then finally, you got one of my favorites. You got the Queen of Wands, making my nips hard. Woo! I fucking love her. So listen, Major Arcana cards. I feel like this week, and probably if you got card pile number 2 as well. If you got card pile number 2 and card pile number 3 or both this week, I feel like the South Node is going to affect you pretty deeply, okay? There's something coming to the forefront here, and we'll get to that in a minute. But with the High Priestess showing up, this is my card around the Psychic and the Medium. This card, essentially, even if you do not identify or see yourself or feel like you are a psychic medium, your intuition is on point. Boo thing. Okay? So with the High Priestess coming through, she's asking you to listen to your intuition. What the fuck is it saying to you? Are you actually following it? Or are you trying to actively push it down? This is also one of the cards of secrets, secret knowledge, keeping something secret. Sometimes too, this card, not everybody, I see it sometimes can also be the card of motherhood. If you notice where one of her hands is, and she's also holding a pomegranate. She's got one hand over her stomach and one holding the pomegranate. So there is a reference there also to Persephone, and going through that dark night of the soul, figuring out who the fuck you are, stepping into your power, allowing yourself to be both, the queen of hell and the maiden of spring. Do you know what I mean? Never identified with something so much in my whole life. There's that. The High Priestess, though, and any of the major arcana cards, it brings us to a crossroads. And so there's something major here about trusting in oneself, trusting in your gifts and abilities, allowing spirit to guide the way here. And then also, too, if you're asking if you're a psychic and or medium, this is an absolute yes card. Did I tell you guys, like, for years, I kept pulling this card asking, am I a psychic or medium? Like, especially in the beginning, because I don't know. I just had a hard time trusting myself, and it was just really difficult, and especially with all my trauma background, and you guys get the jam. I kept pulling the High Priestess, and then finally I talked to a friend a couple years down the road. She's like, oh yeah, this is my card for the psychic and medium. Look, it's intuition, trust, like all this stuff. And I was like, well, there was my sign. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't trust myself at the time. And so that card was so important for me because yes, I am a psychic medium, but also at the time it was like, baby, you got to trust yourself. Who cares what anybody else thinks? Do you know yourself to be this? All right. The High Priestess also stands for the number 2. So there's going to be a reference around the 2nd of a month or the month of February. Second card's a hard one. 5 of Cups ain't no joke. Look at them. Looking down at the water. We're kind of sad. We're mopey. Really easy, though, to just pull up our arms and get those, things right off of us. Like, it would be really easy to get out of that constraint. And so with the 5 of Cups here, this is really talks about, like, quarreling, fighting, fuckery, but this is really kind of based, it's asking us, where are you coming from emotionally right now? And so are we starting fights? Are we starting quarrels? And there's usually kind of some kind of grief rolling around in the background that's kind of directing the way that we're acting towards others or in relationship with others, or maybe even with ourselves. This card can even just denote loss here. And so just feeling really sad, really depressed right now, missing our person, or feeling like we're missing out. Okay. It's one of my cards of missing out. 5s are not easy. 5s are conflict, but it's also transformation. So remember that, okay? But with the 5 here, I'm also going to reference back to the month of May. And then finally, the Queen of Wands. I love her. God, I love this chick. She'll fuck your shit up. All right? And she'll look good doing it. She'll cut you with her, like, black winged liner, all right? Like, Queen of Wands doesn't fuck around. She is the hottest queen. Ask her. She'll show you. Queen of Wands, she's fiery, she's passionate. She's not great with the word no. She's going to find her yes. Okay, one way or another, she's going to get her yes. She really doesn't, she's got to be the queen here. She's the head. She usually owns her own business. She initiates things. She is a charismatic leader herself. This is really about trusting, again, in your intuition, trusting in your own leadership, standing up, standing in your power, and saying yes to your gifts and abilities here and really letting them shine. Leading other people in some way, shape, form, feeling. I do want to say the negative aspect with the Queen of Wands is we might have to deal with a woman that is hot-tempered. She does not want to hear no, but we need to have boundaries with her, okay? She kind of will roll people over or steamroll them. Again, not being able to hear no, and not so much as a charismatic leader as just like, you better follow me or I'll cut your throat. Do you know what I mean? Her way or the highway kind of feeling. She might run her business in a way where it's like, she's running everybody into the ground. Not so much leadership as she is just like making people be her workhorses, So, with that being said, if we were looking for a yes or no this week, I would say this would, you know what I would say this would be? This card combination makes me feel like we didn't trust ourselves. And now we're paying the price. Or now we're sad about it. Okay? So I think for some of you guys this week, I would say this would be a definite yes and trusting yourself. Because do you remember every time you haven't, it came back to bite you in the asshole. And if that didn't make you cry, well then you must have no nerve endings. Okay? I would imagine that to be very painful. And since this happened to me so much in my life, I can tell you from experience, it hurts. Don't do it, okay? It hurts. This would definitely be a no if you're second-guessing yourself, looking outside of yourself, thinking you don't have the power or you're not the main character. Baby, you're what? Honey. Okay? So, around love and relationships this week, this might be difficult. And maybe there's a feeling here for a couple of you guys. I should have trusted myself. I should have trusted myself. And I didn't. And now I'm feeling by myself. And now there's been a fight or there's been a blow up or an explosion. And this definitely backfired. I didn't trust myself and now I'm hurt. Now my feelings are hurt. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to those that have felt that way. I'm really fucking sorry. And I just want to remind you, this feeling, it's not good. It's not good. And you knew, and you still did the other thing anyway. As an Aries, I understand this, okay? I want you to know I understand. I am not judging you, but baby, we cannot do this again. We cannot do this again. We cannot do this again. How many more times are you going to abandon yourself? Because that's what you do every single time you disregard what the fuck your inner knowing motherfucking knows. Okay? Okay. Okay. Again, this might be a reference back to the month of May, maybe around the 2nd of May, maybe 2 months ago, or somehow the number 2 plays into this. But girl, the high priestess doesn't fuck around. And so maybe there was even some kind of information that came forward and it just kind of fucking devastated you. Okay. So I'm really sorry. This card pile makes me feel like, remember who the fuck you are. Remember who the fuck you are. Step back into your power, reassess the ways in which you've handled stuff. Deal with your emotional self and what's going on right now, because this was a loss or this was a hit or this is really grief that we're fucking feeling, okay? Sit down and face that so that you can move forward, trusting yourself every day now as a promise to you. You will never do that shit ever the fuck again. You are the lead role, okay? So you make the choices here. You make the decisions, and you're now deciding to choose yourself and choose what your intuition is saying to you, okay? For some of you guys, there may have been an actual loss around mother or an important mother figure. We're either missing her this week or maybe she just passed. Maybe there's an anniversary here on the 2nd of a month, maybe 2 months ago, 2 months from now. Maybe somehow the number 2 plays into this, or maybe the month of February, okay? Maybe also too with the 5 of Cups here, maybe the loss happened in May around the 5th. You get the jam. This was the head of the family, if she's a queen, and the high priestess. So she may have actually had gifts and abilities here. This was an important leader. This is an important leader in the family. This female is deeply, sorely, powerfully missed. But my God, coming through with the high priestess, please know that she is in fact sending you signs and signals. Please pay attention to the signs and signals this week. And I don't know, for some of you guys, there's going to be some kind of weird bird activity, okay? So just pay attention to the weird bird activity this week. I feel like a mother and mother figure or an important female here that was important within the family or had a position of power within the family. And we're feeling that loss. Just please know she's coming through this week to say hello to you. She loves you and she's trying to guide you. Take a leap of faith here with something important to you when it happens around the birds and or the feathers. Please know too, if we're just finding feathers, she is in fact protection. She's guiding you. But with the bird, she's telling you to take a leap of faith with something important to you, to trust yourself, and that she's got your back, literally. Okay. And I don't know why I want to say this, but for some of you guys, this female figure may have, there been an obsession with her hands, or there might be an issue with her hands. Like maybe she had arthritis. Maybe she just used to love to get her nails done. There might have been a focus on the hands. Okay. I don't know what that's about. Hopefully that makes sense to somebody. Or maybe she just used to slap the silly out of you. I don't know. With the Queen of Wands. Oh, I forgot to tell you guys too, with the Queen of Wands. I'm looking at my fire signs. I'm looking at Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And I'm looking at our sun, moon, rising, innermost planets, Venus, Mars, Mercury. Or I'm looking at heavy fire placements within the chart. Okay. Or she was just fucking spicy. All right. Maybe she just had a fucking temper. Anything else around love and relationships? Look at the ways in which you're interacting with others and with, most importantly, yourself. This feels like self-disappointment about something that you knew was going to happen. And you did it anyways. Again, I told you I'm an Aries. They were notorious. It's almost like, I know that's hot, and if I touch it, I'm probably going to burn myself, but I wonder what it would feel like. Do you know what I mean? Let me do that 15 times. And then by the 15th time, I got calluses and whatever. Do you know what I mean? You don't have to go that route. Don't be a dumb bubblegum. Trust yourself, all right? Around work and career. This is interesting. Okay. This can mean a couple different things for me. Okay, so my first one I would interpret it as, we may have gone to, maybe we were mentoring with another female here that was very intuitive. She felt really trustworthy, but maybe something here within the relationship broke down and we're just really feeling and missing her within the work sphere, the workscape. Maybe she like literally passed. Maybe she went on to a different company. Maybe she left that mentor space. Or maybe there was a fight between us, okay? And so sit down and look at the ways in which you guys interacted, because I do feel like this female is really important to you. Let's make sure that, like, is there a way to fix this, work on this, help this, heal this, okay? Because again, I feel like this female's, man, she knows what the fuck is up. She really does, okay? And you do too. But like, is there a better way to interact here? This, again, for some of you guys at work, there might be a fight between you and another person in a higher management. We might be butting heads here around something that you're picking up and the other person isn't seeing. I need you to trust yourself. This might devolve into a fight, but I need you to not... If she gets shitty about it, let her get shitty about it. Don't take it personal to the best of your fucking ability, okay? Especially if she's more airs on the Queen of Wands, like that angry... temper kind of bullshit or can't hear no, then we got some problems this week, okay? But you need to protect yourself. And whatever you need to keep secret. Some of you guys working career might be pregnant, are keeping that secret and waiting for the right moment to say something, because maybe the last time we said something too early and something happened here, and so we're just waiting until everything feels like it's completely viable, or after like the 3-month mark, or do you know what I'm saying? Is what it feels like to me. So just hold on tight, some of you guys, okay? For some of you guys at work and career, some of you guys need to trust yourself, and some of you guys might actually be doing some work around like paranormal investigations with the 5 of Cups here, and grief and death, okay? Maybe some of you guys might decide to become a death doula. So you might be having classes coming up or doing that type of work, helping people to cross over, the elderly to die peacefully, respectfully, with their dignity intact. God bless you. I call you all death angels, and I know that sounds terrifying, but you guys have the utmost respect for me, because my goodness, that is a vocation, that is a calling, and that is beautiful, and you are meant to be doing this work. Do you fucking hear me, okay? Some of you guys might be actually called to mediumship, okay? Or maybe you've been feeling that way this week. Again, working with death and grief. Interesting. Y'all are a lot more powerful than you fucking give yourselves credit for. And if this is a dude watching this, I just want you to come more in terms with your feminine side, and that you can absolutely be a fucking queen yourself if you want to be. Okay? This is about stepping into your power and not hearing what anybody else has to say about what you intuitively know to be true. So trust yourself. I don't care if you're a dude or a female or non-binary. Trust yourself this week. Card pile number 3. God damn. Literally listen to your gut. Around health. Some of you are looking to get pregnant. We might have to go with a surrogate. Okay? She might be an Aries, a Leo, Sagittarius, have important fire placements here. Trust yourself intuitively. For some of you guys, health-wise, we're dealing with more female stuff. Maybe we're dealing with like the uterus, the ovaries, stepping into our femininity. Maybe some of you guys are getting a hysterectomy, removing your fallopian tubes, removing your ovaries. Some of you guys actually might be removing ovarian cysts. Okay, I feel like it'll go good. All right. There might be some grief around this and some sadness. Please tune into it. But just know that you're about to embark on a beautiful new chapter of your life, where this is, you're about to set the world on fire, like in the best way possible, okay? In the best way fucking possible. But honor your grief, honor your sadness here in that chapter now being closed for some of you guys, okay? And just realize you're about to go into even more fiery, more beautiful, more empowered one than maybe you thought was possible, okay? Around health. Intuitively, you need to get to the doctor, especially if you're feeling something's going on, especially stomach issues, anything going on with the lower half of the body. Trusting yourself intuitively, what you're feeling there, especially if we're having any heat, hot flashes, fevers, things of that nature. Get to the fucking doctor. And for some of you guys, therapy is deeply needed around grief and loss in your life. Probably around a mother or a mother figure, a caretaker here that was female, some kind of loss here that has affected us deeply. And we notice that it's starting to come up for us. Whatever you do, please trust your intuitive punches, your intuitive feelings, your intuitive guides. And please don't be afraid to call on spirit to help guide you guys this week, especially if you're missing somebody, love somebody, want to feel them again, call on them. Give them permission to be here and to guide you so that you can't fucking miss it. Okay? For anything else this week, guys, I know I said it 100 times, I'll say it 101. Please motherfucking trust yourself. Let spirit guide the way here. And whatever grief we've got on backlog, sit down, face it, and release it so that you can be free to be the leader that you're being called to be. All right, middle fingers for no, caw for yes. I hope to God that made sense. I really fucking did. All right, let me know how the fuck that was for you guys. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much again for this opportunity to do this work, to share this space with you guys. Thank you for the joy. Thank you for the honor. Thank you most importantly for trusting me. And if you guys are interested, you guys didn't hear it in the first part, I'm going to be at Magathy and Dyes in Pasadena, Maryland. Magathy and Dyes in Pasadena, Maryland on October the 13th. And it should be from 7 to 9. I'm going to be doing discounted tarot card readings, $25 for 15 minutes. So come see me in Naptown, all right? Come see me. Come get Red for Filth. And come have a good time. It should be really awesome at that shop that night. All right, you guys. I love you. I'll talk with you soon. Let me know how it was for you. Bye.